Hello. Thank you for listening to and watching You Had Options. This episode, I have the very good Brooklyn-based punk rock band Fat Heaven on. Great conversation with Gayla, Travis, and Jack. Yeah, fun. Got to see them a couple times on tour in October. Great talk, great people. Go check out their record they just put out this year. Trash Life. It's great. The Soup to Nuts album. That's what you talk about in the episode. Check them out. They're great. From Singapore to Mississippi to Long Island to Brooklyn. It's a great story. We get into the Brooklyn tea a little bit. About nepotism and industry plants, nepo babies, all that stuff. It's fun talk. Yeah, hopefully to see them next year. They're stoked to see what they do next year. Go support them. Go follow them at Fat Heaven Band on Instagram. Yeah, go listen to their music. Go follow You Had Options at You Had Options. Go subscribe to the channel on YouTube. Or do whatever you want to do. I don't rule your life. But do check out Fat Heaven. You do have to do that. That's mandatory. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Enjoy. Fat Heaven, thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having us.
Do you guys want to go through and introduce yourselves to the people who might not know?
Yeah. Travis, you go first.
Oh, well, you said yeah, so I assumed you were just going to go right ahead.
Well, you're the first.
Okay. Okay, well, in that case, you also said my name. I'm Travis. I play guitar, and I do some of that singing in Fat Heaven.
I'm Jack, and I play bass and background vocals.
I'm Gayla. I play drums.
Hell yeah.
That's her catchphrase.
Gayla, drums.
Love it. How long have y'all been around?
Too goddamn long.
10 years.
10 years.
We've been rounding up to 10. I think it's like 9.
Once 2024. 2024 makes it 10 years because we started August 2014.
I guess that makes sense. Yeah.
I was doing my research and I was just looking through all the releases and such. Yeah.
You probably see some young pictures there too.
Yeah. I like it. But you guys just put out an album, right? This year? 2023?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Trash Life. It's sick. On Sell the Heart. I've heard many good things about them.
Fantastic. Shout out to Andy.
How was the experience of putting out that record with them? Was this the first thing you've done with them?
Yeah, it was. Honestly, Andy made it happen. Andy's the guy. Andy, would we have been able to do anything by ourselves? No,
not at all. Not a chance.
We needed him helping at every step. And he made the release super fun to put out, and we were really happy with everything. And couldn't recommend Sell the Heart enough.
He also put out a couple compilations this year that he was gracious enough to ask us to be a part of for Fest and Camp Pennsylvania as well.
Did you guys play Camp Pennsylvania this year?
We did.
Oh, that's cool.
A little Sunday in Scranton.
It was it was cool.
Yeah, I know Terry and Laura, the head people. They're very nice people. So I can only imagine all the people around them are similar.
Exactly. It was great people.
Nice. It was we kept teetering on the edge of like we got a hotel down the street because we're too old. But we were like, should we have camped out, guys? Like, should we have done that?
Yeah.
And I still can't tell you the answer. I can't tell you if we were right to be.
I could tell you the answer. We did the right thing, and we could not have camped.
Yeah, we're not
for sure. Like, it's not. I don't think it was a good consideration in theory. There's no chance.
Skincare routines. We can't.
We paid at 4 p.m. on Sunday, and we were like, hell yeah, we got like the mid-afternoon, like daytime slot, and then it was like everyone was just passed out, like from 3 days of partying and like staying up till 5 a.m. around the campfire. Like it
was nice. I really liked that campfire. That was real cute that they do that.
So we were able to become well rested for that set, even though everybody else was asleep.
Maybe in the future, if they have like a glamping option where they have like
I would.
Give
me a cabin with electricity, water,
air conditioner,
all whatever. No heat. I don't need heat. But yeah, I need amenities.
Right.
I'm a woman of leisure.
I feel you. I'm similar. It's like yeah, the older I get, and the more like, because I met you guys on that tour with Good Friend and Make War, and it was my first tour since COVID, and so like I definitely feel the years creeping up on me, where I'm like, I need like a hotel or a decent like an okay air mattress on the floor.
Oh yeah,
that's like the word. Yeah. That's like emergency situation.
I can't sleep on a floor anymore.
Me and Zach used to share our floor.
We would sleep butt to
I
butt.
did it a couple times, and it never worked out. Never.
Did you guys grow up in? Because you guys are in? Where are you in Brooklyn? All of you?
Brooklyn. Yeah.
Did you guys grow up in New York or in Brooklyn?
Well, I'm from Long Island.
Okay.
Jack is a man of America. The man has lived in Gainesville, Mississippi, Marion, Indiana, you name it. That man has done something there. And Gayla, would you care to share where you're from?
Do you even remember where I'm from?
Would you care? Yes, I remember. It's not expected. So
I'm from Hong Kong.
Okay.
So I grew up. Yeah, I was born there. I grew up there. I lived in Singapore for a little bit. And then I moved to the U.S. when I was 13. I live in California a little bit, but I've lived in New York longer than I've lived anywhere else.
Okay.
So some may say that makes me native to here. Not born and raised, but native. I don't know.
Yeah, we got license plates. We got driver's licenses.
Hey, that's the beauty of New York, Gayla. Once you come to New York, you're a New Yorker.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if you're from Hong Kong. You're a New Yorker now.
It's interesting. The house that I live in right now with my husband is the house that I've lived in the longest my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, would you say I'm from Hancock Street? Because you might. Shout out to Hancock Street.
Well, the years that we all lived together felt like the longest years of my life.
It was only 2 years.
Oh yeah, we did live together for 2 years.
The whole band?
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
We had a little band house. We had a basement where we put on shows. It was a lot of fun, but
had its moments.
Was it just
if we wanted to keep being a band, it had to end.
Yeah,
that's fair. That's understandable. Was it the three of you just living in there, or did you guys have a bunch of roommates, or
just us?
Okay.
It was initially pre boyfriends and girlfriends and wives and fiancés and husbands and things. So it was just us. Me and Travis actually shared a wall. And,
okay.
And actually, a month before we all moved in together, Travis and I lived together for a month, behind a curtain in someone else's living room.
Okay.
That's right. I forgot that you had to crash there for a bit.
That's a very New York roommate sounding story of, yeah.
Yeah, when I met Travis, he lived behind a curtain.
Communal curtain. Yeah.
Yeah, guys, I feel like this is like a weird picture being painted. I'm not like the Wizard of Oz.
A little bit.
It's a little bit like that. Did you not live behind someone else's curtain in their living room?
First of all, it wasn't
Probably
someone
more
else's
like
curtain. It was my curtain. Still my curtain. It was
Was
someone
it? Did you
else's
buy the curtain?
apartment. Someone else's apartment. My curtain.
Did you buy the curtain, Travis?
I think my mommy did.
That's fair. Hey, we're all
That's that's
Yeah.
nice.
Just
She
yeah.
She said, if you're gonna be, if I'm gonna be really proud of you living in this living room, I'm gonna make sure you have a curtain so no one can see you.
It's just kids trying to make it, man.
Yeah.
We sometimes we need help with buying,
we love help. We love a little
big
help.
ass curtain.
Yeah, buying dividers, buying curtains.
It was not a standard size curtain, so she, it was probably a pretty penny.
It was a BAC. It was a BAC, a big ass curtain.
Wow.
Like that. It's like that Cardi B song.
Yeah.
Big ass.
Back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Back. So the Fat Heaven House was how were the shows there? Was that like a yeah? Because it's like like the story of Alkaline Trio. They all lived in like a warehouse and they threw shows there. Was it Alkaline Trio-esque for you guys in the Fat Heaven House?
It was wild for sure. It was definitely, it wasn't the biggest basement ever, so it was pretty easy to pack out. And that we did several times. We had like no AC, so there'd always have to be someone. We'd have to take turns standing at the front door, opening and closing it really fast to like pump in that new air.
Right.
And we would, our friends would work the door.
Yeah.
Actually, one of my friend Destiny Mata, she's a photographer, and she took a bunch of really cool pictures from our basement shows. And she has a photo book published. And there's featuring our basement a lot of the time.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
By the end of it, it was pretty fucking gross. Say it was.
The best part of it was that, so I drive by every now and again just to. It's near my house. I don't like drive out of my way. It's on my route home.
Hand against your windshield, just looking at
There's like a family with like a young child that lives in there. Cause I saw some like drawings in the window, which was cute. But I want to like send them a letter and just
don't do that.
Explain why there's footprints on the ceiling of the basement.
I'm sure they're gone.
Because when I did the walkthrough with the landlord before I moved out, and there was one broken wall that we patched up in like our own kind of way,
right?
And I'm just like, we need our security deposit. So I'm just like, don't look up. As long as he doesn't look up at the ceiling, we're good. Don't look up. Don't look up. And he did not look up. He did not notice the footprints on the ceiling.
Like that movie.
It was like the ground was so soaked in beer that it was just like really sticky every step.
Permanently sticky.
Yeah.
You couldn't mop it away. Unmoppable.
I think that it's character. I think.
Yeah. Oh, there's tons of character.
A lot of character.
Yeah, now there's a little kid down there being like, "Mommy, why my playroom so sticky?
Why is it so gross down here? How'd I get? How'd
Such
I get
an
hepatitis?
Abundance,
yeah,
such an abundance of character. We had to move out.
Mommy, there's hepatitis in
too much character.
I thought, Gayla, you were gonna be like, I was gonna write them a letter being like, this storied house is, that kind of like.
I mean, it should be. It should be.
Say it's haunted.
You live on a punk rock burial ground.
Well, before we lived in there, I think many years before, it actually was a church. I learned farther down the line, so it kind of made sense. We're kind of doing a similar thing, just like minus like the cross and Jesus.
Is it tough living in New York, being a band, like getting on shows, and because there's so many people, and
it's brutal. It's really hard. I mean, granted, I have no experience elsewhere, but I feel like it's playing on hard mode. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so we earlier going back, like, we've been a band for 10 years. it feels like people only noticed like 4 months ago. Like,
Damn.
you know, like that's New York. There's so
Yeah.
many different pockets of music and friends and bands,
Yeah.
and each one of them is just like our scene. And it's like, all right, there's a lot of tiny little hundreds of tiny small scenes, but there's not like one New York scene, I feel like.
Right.
And I
Yeah.
think that makes things much harder.
Yeah. And just
bands that I didn't even know existed. Like,
Oh yeah. I mean, there's just so many bands that even if you get a really good show together, that night there's 5 other shows within a
Right.
2 subway stop radius. So it's harder to it can feel like it's harder to draw too.
yeah.
So, like versus if you're somewhere in the boonies and you're playing the one show within the 100 miles,
Yeah. Everybody,
You-
all the kids come out. Yeah.
Yeah.
You want
yeah.
to know the best example of New York is, and this is a reference just specifically for you. When I'm talking to the dude from Make War, I'm like, "Where are you guys from?" He goes, "Brooklyn."
Yeah.
We didn't know. We had no idea.
Yeah.
That's just been out there touring. We didn't know that he lives 3 streets down.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
But
It's like
massive.
Is each borough like its own city pretty much when it comes to like bands, like scene? I know you said there's not like one
yeah.
New York scene, but like
I think that
in a lot of ways,
it has more to do with train lines. Because hear me out.
that makes sense.
partially.
Hear me out. Like there's this in Brooklyn, for example, there's a point where you can't get there via train unless you go into the city and then back down into Brooklyn. So certain areas are like less accessible via public transportation. And everyone's like, "Oh, there's buses." And I'm like, "Yeah, there's a bus." But like get me on that train. I don't know why. I prefer the train. I drive, so actually fuck the train and the bus. But yeah, no, it's hard to get places a lot. So I think it ends up being, split up. Like Long Island, there's a lot of stuff going on in Long Island.
Yeah.
But what like bunch of like people gonna get on the LIRR? Like in theory, yes. In actuality, depends on the weather. Not today.
Yeah. Yeah, that was on this last tour, it started in New York and ended in New York, so I was there for on both ends like multiple days. And so like it was funny. At the end of it, my girlfriend came up and met me up there, and we stayed in Times Square just because she had never been to New York. But I had the van, and so trying to find parking was like,
oh my god,
fucking useless.
No
yeah,
way.
it was.
No way.
I think
my
I found.
heart just sank.
I think I found a garage, and it was
I was gonna say yes, garage.
Yeah, and it was $180 for like one day. And I was like,
yeah,
okay. But yeah, trying to make it to Brooklyn to drop off gear at Make War's house or at Jose's house, I was like, oh, it's, whatever, 10 miles away, but, or however long, but like, 10 New York miles, which turns into, 2 hours. And I was like,
$120 toll later.
Yeah. Gosh, man. But do you get, so living in New York, anywhere in New York City or the boroughs, whatever, I'm like, God, this is just, like you're saying, it's hard mode. Everything turns into hard mode.
Yeah.
Except
money
like,
just right to rent.
If you're hungry and you don't have food, you can go to the store. That's easy mode.
Yeah,
the store's
that's
right
easy
there.
mode. Yeah.
Within reason.
Yeah. I got to go to a bodega. I felt very like, ooh, I'm hip now. Get my what was it, chopped cheese or whatever.
Nice.
Oh yeah,
bacon, egg, and cheese. I got that. Yeah.
Bacon, egg, and cheese.
Yeah.
Ketchup.
Yeah, but yeah. Then we saw y'all again at Fest, and you guys had a great set at Lucy's.
Oh yeah. And thank you all for coming to that set too, because I was really grateful that everyone came because there was so much going on that night. It's late, the last show at Lucy's.
Oh yeah, we were worried. Nobody's gonna come.
We were getting everybody before we left to go to Fest, they're just like, "Oh, what slot you got?" And we're like, "Oh, we're doing Friday, like 1 a.m. Lucy's," and everyone's face was this, "Ooh."
Nah.
And we were like, "Oh, you don't think it'll be good?" And they're like, "I mean, it could be, but that was so we discussed that the entire ride down. Be like, listen, guys, it's gonna be what it's
Nobody's
gonna
gonna be
be.
there.
It'll
Yeah.
be fun." And
It
so
was
we were so grateful you guys came.
Yeah.
The turnout itself was pretty surprising. There's like a video of us playing our song "I Am Trash," and I go to like sing these woes, and as soon as I go to do it, I hear the crowd doing it, and I'm like, "What the fuck?" You can like see me in the video, just like visibly taken aback, like Jesus,
Yeah.
here we are. Thank
I was
God.
taken aback.
Had,
Florida always takes me aback.
takes you back. Why you say that?
I don't know. It just takes me aback. I'm just like, dang, this is it.
We expect the worst.
I've only been a few times, so I'm just like, this is cool.
We've done the worst, so we expect the worst.
You hear about Florida, and then you see it, and you're like, okay, this is where all that stuff goes down.
Yeah, and especially Gainesville during Fest is, that's like peak punk rock kid ness or whatever. And so,
We watched Laura get the key to the city.
Oh, nice.
And that was really nice. That was very special.
It's a wholesome start to the weekend.
Yeah.
Wholesome. Yeah. Goodness. Yeah, that was pretty cool. I think they said Tom Petty was the last musician to get the key to Gainesville.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Whenever that was, the 90s, I don't know, 2000.
And then one day it'll be Jack's turn.
Yeah, one day.
Yeah. How much time? How long did you live in Gainesville, Jack?
From 3rd grade to 8th grade.
Oh, okay.
So like 5 years.
The formative years.
The formative years. Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah, my sister was 6 years older, so she was like going to high school in Gainesville. Like she was going to Less Than Jake shows. She was going to see Against Me. And she kind of like made me my first burned CD on like a little Napster disc that had Less Than Jake. It had me, had the Clash. Like she got me into punk rock mainly just from really like Gainesville, like just like us moving there. She got into it, and then by proxy I did, and that kind of sent me down the spiral. Somewhere along the way, I met these two people.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a spiral.
I think that's an upward spiral.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't talk about the upward spiral. Yeah.
Jack, you went from no idea to now us. All right. Now you have an idea.
Yeah, now I got some sort of idea.
And it ain't good.
You had no idea in Gainesville, and now you have an idea with us too. You're welcome.
Thank you.
It's an upward spiral.
I owe everything to you.
I'll consider your gratitude.
Travis, what were your formative years? Were they in? You've always been in New York?
I was on Long Island.
Or Long Island, sorry.
Yeah. So
on, not in. On.
I was on the island.
Island
in the city. Okay, Seinfeld. Yeah, so basically my formative years was just kind of like East Coast. My town was not like there wasn't a music scene in my vicinity really. Like a lot of the cooler stuff was like further out on the island, but of course you find the 5 to 6 other people that do play music. Right. And it was more of that. I would say like being in school in the city gave me a lot more time to actually like go hop around and go see things and be part of things on my own.
Yeah.
And then from there, then I got these two showing up, and then that made things only more fun because, like I said, you gravitate towards those people.
Oh yeah.
And I only gravitate towards the best.
That's right, baby.
Yeah.
So you guys have been. It's been the same 3 people, right? The whole time.
Yep. Never another person.
That's tough to come by.
We always flirt with the idea of letting somebody else in.
It's like our sick fantasy.
And
it's like, what if we had another band?
Okay.
We actually we'll have secret band members where it's like we don't tell them they're in the band.
No, they're in the band.
We're like, shh, don't tell them he's our second guitarist. Like, yo, let's get the whole band here. Won't tell him that he's the other guy or she's the other girl or whatever it is. Yeah. And then we also have this other sick idea, this other fantasy we've been flirting with, which is firing each other. Nah, I'm joking.
Are there?
That's a joke. That's a joke.
There's
We
a lot.
actually
Yeah.
have we have a democratic system. We have a voting system. So, but we also early on established that if anyone quits, then the other two stay in a band. Then it becomes
It has to
different.
change. It has to change.
It has to change the name because it's not
That's
the
fair.
same band.
Because it wouldn't be Fat Heaven. It'd be Fat
Yeah.
Heaven and J. It'd be similar.
Be,
It'd be it could
Maybe
even
be like
yeah.
plus 44.
Exactly.
You know, but
Boxcar racer.
yeah, I always whenever we would have to, in any band replacing somebody, it always sucks and it's always tough, just because people are unreliable and don't understand what like touring is. Like that's usually the big the mule skinner is like driving out and touring.
Yeah.
But I like to say like the all-stars. So you got if somebody left, you could make the Fat Heaven all-stars with the remaining people, and then whatever.
Yeah, but, or like all. Maybe like all.
Yeah. But yeah, what was I gonna say? Do you guys have tours lined up? Well, like, what's the? Can you talk about 2024 plans?
I don't think we have right now.
Can we?
Is it? Yeah.
Or you don't have to. You don't have to divulge any privileged information.
There's nothing to share. That's more the thing. I'm like,
we don't know.
Oh, okay.
Like, do we have
got a
anything?
guy.
We have a lot of things. We have a lot of things cooking, but nothing confirmed. So
nice.
but more importantly, we got like hella demos right now. A lot of music that's written. That we just gotta get into a room and play together and work out like that. And because it's always about doing another record. Like that's always what I want to.
Chasing the dragon.
Thing.
Yep.
So I want to do another record, and we're hoping that any whatever tours may come in 2024.
What do they come?
What do they come?
Awesome.
And you know what? One of my plans for 2024. I'm getting married also in the summer, so so that'll slow down.
Nice.
Thank you so much. So that'll slow down things for us. I'm sure we'll get the tour offer exactly that week, and
Mr. Big's gonna hit you up.
Let's ruin your wedding.
It's gonna happen. It's just gonna happen. That's okay. I knew that before I proposed. I knew that the day that I get married, there'll be the Lindas will drop off the Green Day Rancid tour.
Yeah.
And Billy Joe is gonna call and be like, Jack! Him. I don't know why he calls Jack. Jack, I need you guys. Yeah, they're friends.
We're in, Billy.
Sorry, babe. We gotta postpone.
Would your fiance understand, Travis?
I think she would. She'd be
you know what? I wouldn't do it to her, but she would.
No, of course not.
But she'd be so pissed.
I would never do it to her. She would be upset. She would understand, but I wouldn't do it. So it's not
It'd be really romantic. Green Day.
She's so loving that she would say, "I understand." She would probably be like, "I want you to do it," while also, I know she does not want me to do it.
It'd be one of those things where, like,
right?
Are you mad? No.
Yeah. But that's the sign of a very sweet person.
But because
that's understanding.
She'd be trying.
Yes.
She'd try to not be mad, but I don't think she'd be able to help it. I don't think I'd be able to help it if I was in her shoes. I
love like my blood pressure actually going up right now over something that's not happening.
So shout out if somebody in the Green Day team is listening to this podcast, don't even try it. Okay, they already passed.
July 6th.
We'll be around in May though, guys.
July.
It's in July. It's July. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So Green Day, sorry, we can't do that day. Maybe not.
Don't even try.
Maybe for Jack's wedding, we'll play. I don't know. I'm just saying shit. I
Wait,
smoked
what?
in the middle of the interview.
Oh my god!
'Cause that
Oh
was
my
funny.
goodness!
It was funny.
But the Jack, so you're a Pez person?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
He's
Is it-
so much a Pez person that once I saw a Pez that I liked and
Yeah.
I picked it up. I was like, oh, that's cute. It's Hello Kitty. He snatched it out of my hand and said, I don't have that one yet. And he bought it. It was the last one. He snatched it out of my hands.
Yeah, it kind of like Less Than Jake was my favorite band growing up. And like
there you go.
they were on his heads.
Oh yeah.
I needed something to latch onto as a teenager, so I was like, this is my personality now. And I just started buying all these Pez, and then like once you're the Pez guy, all your family does is buy you Pez. So like I have like boxes and boxes and boxes of Pez.
Once you're the Pez guy.
Yeah.
And I was gonna throw it all away, but my girlfriend was like, "No, we gotta put this on display." So
I like it. Do you have a prized one? We were talking a little bit before the podcast started rolling, but
prized
is there one? Is there your Princess Diana?
Is it the Hello
Beanie Baby version?
My hands.
I have these crystal Hello Kitty, this like crystal Hello Kitty set that's like in a lunchbox. That's really cool. They're like all translucent and clear. That's probably like the coolest one I have. But I also have one that's a gigantic dog head that feeds dog treats.
I like that.
That's cool.
Yeah, I don't know. I like them all equally.
That's fair. As a true Pez parent,
they're listening right now.
They're listening.
They're listening. What does Fat Heaven mean?
That's a good question.
What is that? What is that?
It's honestly
right.
It's kind of like just a it's nonsensical. It's like it's really, I have just like a friend in high school that was just always like,
or their modifiers
that you're being too kind to the person who came up with them. Basically, there's a kid in high school I knew that would always use them as like, yo, like let's go to weed heaven, let's go to 40 heaven. Let's drink a fat 40. Let's smoke a fat blunt. Like,
so those are
get in my fat car. Get in my fat car and we're gonna go to the park heaven or whatever it is. And I would always like, why do you do that? And it was one of those things where like if you make fun of it enough, you find yourself saying it. And I just took the two that were the most ridiculous, and I think me and Gayla were doing something, and they're like, hey,
time crunch, right?
Yeah, we had like 24 hours to come up with a band name, and I was like, yeah, can we just like do Fat Heaven for now? Because you're like, yeah, it's been the same. We never changed it.
Why were you guys doing like a talent show? Why were you on a time crunch for a band name?
Like, because they were gonna put like we had already been just like recording some stuff, and I know like there was this like pictures that they were putting in this like catalog thing, but they needed a band name.
Something that we needed.
They wanted to put like a picture in this like catalog, and it would have said, they're like, we'll put your band name, and I was like, dude, we have to have it.
Yes.
I don't know, but it was something like cool where I would like, that would be so dope. We should have a band name.
It was something. There was something that seemed cool at the time that required us to have a band name.
But now it's Fat Heaven.
Now that's what it is.
I wasn't in the band, so I didn't exactly get to vote on it.
We found him a little bit.
Jack came like a month after.
Right?
We were introduced by a good friend who knew we were like looking for a bassist.
Yeah.
Jack he's perfect fit.
Right.
Came from heaven.
We found him.
He spiraled up towards us.
I showed up, I had a panic attack, and I was in the band.
Is that true?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
I feel that.
Yeah, mainly like I don't know if I'm allowed to share.
We set him up to have one. Like
they had this really nice flower vase that they made me breathe into, and then
I see. I understand.
And then it was very tumultuous after that. But I was in the band.
Yeah.
I was in the band.
You're like, that panic attack, relatable.
Yeah, I feel that. I can relate to that.
I was I'm in this living room in Manhattan with people I don't even know.
Well, and the funny thing is, me and Travis knew each other for like a year, maybe, when we met Jack. So when we all moved in together, me and Travis already like knew each other pretty well. We'd hang out all the time. And then I never thought about this until like years later when Jack brought it up. He's like, I basically moved in with strangers.
Yeah.
And I thought about it again. I was like, yo, that was crazy of you.
Yeah.
But
Did not know us well enough to us.
Jack did spend a year with me on the other side of the curtain.
In the front of the curtain. I would
He
sleep
was
on the
other
couch.
half. While
Travis would be behind his curtain.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So we were all friends when
Does
we
that
moved
mean
in.
like I should live with these people?
Yeah, it was very. It all happened so fast. You know, it was a whirlwind romance. And, no regrets.
I understand. Man.
Yeah.
And here we are. Yeah, 10 years later.
I still don't fucking know these guys.
Mm.
Listen, if someone doesn't know somebody, it's we don't know you. Okay?
What?
Jack, are you like a
Who's the most mysterious?
The wild card?
Yeah.
Jack. I would say most mysterious.
Some mysterious air about you. I would say just, the couple of times we've been in person with, I've been like, oh, there's something more here. Something that I'm not being told.
Yeah, I
Yes, for sure.
You know.
Yeah. Have you guys known any like industry plants or being in New York City? Or whatever. Have you known any industry plants or like nepo babies that were like, oh, we just met each other, and
oh my god, there's
can you talk about that? I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't want to bring up drama or anything. It's just I just think of like the Strokes
so much,
and like
there's so much
that sort of story.
Yo,
it's honestly wild.
The tea that flows on the streets of Brooklyn is scalding hot.
It's like more often than not you find out, and there'll be times too that like oh yeah, like that's cool band, like they got huge, holy shit, they're blowing up, like
Right.
All right, they're cool, but that was really good. And then like years later, someone's like, you didn't know so and so is so and so, and I'd be like,
and then it makes
all right, and then I slowly go from I still think they're cool to well, they're not that cool.
I mean, you can
hate that band every single time. I immediately fall out of love, but yeah, it happens. I have to start assuming. I feel like when people start doing well now, but
it's weird. Yeah,
New York especially.
It feels like like when the Strokes and the 2000s indie rock bands out of New York that blew up. It was harder to know back then. Like, these just look like greasy kids that play music or whatever. But now it's easier to figure out. Like, oh, this is his dad's invented the supermodel and
invented the supermodel.
Isn't that the story with the Strokes guy's dad? And he was like,
basically,
he was
God, I forgot about that.
He was like a model agent or something like that. But it's just weird. I would imagine it's easier to spot now.
Yeah, well, I think people don't.
You would think, or maybe they're getting better at hiding it now. I don't know.
I don't know if it's necessarily even a positive thing. Maybe in some ways it is, but like I feel like there's less shame about it now. Honestly, so I don't think people. I feel like people don't try. Like a lot of people don't try to hide it because it doesn't matter, and the faster that they do embrace it, the quicker they will meet the other people in the scene doing that. So I think. Yeah, it's like because everybody's a little less gatekeepy in general, I think people are like, so what? So
my whole thing is like at the end of the day, the Strokes fucking ruled. So like,
what they put out some bangers. Yeah.
So like if like that's kind of my approach, like if you fucking rule, then great. But if you're pumping out some bullshit and you're like getting I rock at the top, it's like, all right, what the fuck?
Yeah. And I think at the end of the day, even with nepotism, that still is like what's gonna be the difference, you know? It's like at the end
Yeah.
of the day, you got to make some good stuff, and people, regardless of the leg up, if it's good, it's good.
And I feel like early on when we were a band, we did get kind of caught up in like the competitiveness of being a band in New York City,
Yeah.
you know. But we've been doing it for long enough now that we've kind of like we've planted our roots, and like, you know, we've done what we've done, and it all kind of speaks for itself, and like it kind of works out organically for us, thankfully now, and like we don't have to stress out about a whole bunch of that shit anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think, I don't know, like the stuff y'all have put out, it all is great, you know, and it's good quality, like production quality is good. So it's, you know, and you're also touring and playing out. So it's not like you're just, you know, whatever. They got the song, like you make it in New York, you make it anywhere, whatever. But anyways, you guys are still getting out. I think that's a big difference between, you know, people that just want to be.
That's where we get all our good material, you know, going out on the road.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. It's you know, I don't know if you want views or clicks or whatever, which is cool. You could probably do something wild in New York and I don't know, wrestle a cop or something on video and get likes or whatever. I don't know. Do a flash mob or something. I don't know.
It won't be me. Mob. It could be one of y'all wrestling.
But Gayla will do a flash mob.
I'm the least likely person to do a flash mob. I would rather die than do a flash mob. And you should know that about me.
I know. I didn't really think you would do one. I think you would wrestle a cop.
I wouldn't.
I think you would.
An actor. We hire an actor, and it's all staged, pretty much.
Perhaps,
yeah.
Perhaps.
But yeah, it was funny being in Times Square and walking around and seeing like influencers doing their influencer stuff at Times Square. It's just like, gosh, man, there's
seeing them in the wild.
Seeing influencers in the wild.
Time I saw one in the wild, we were at some show and it the person was like holding their camera, was like, you know, like, and I was like, what are they doing? And then I realized that they like popped into the room with this band. I forget where it was. This band playing to make it look like, hey, I'm at this show, I'm hanging out. And then they stopped filming the video and like immediately left. I was like, that's super cool.
It's so gross. It's so weird. I don't know. It's so just like alien of like, this isn't how people act, you know.
Maybe we're old and maybe it is.
I think you're right, Gayla.
Like,
yeah.
I worry about, you know.
That is
like is it?
Yeah, I also worry about that. The older I get, I'm like, fuck, am I just old and in the way now? Like,
as I'm a Lower East Side bartender, and it is fully dawned on me
see the worst.
I am the grumpy old guy in the Lower East Side now. And it sucks because I was once the young, cool guy. And now I'm sitting there just mad at people being like, hey, can I ask you a question about this drink? I'm like, why do you not fucking know it? Like, it's like kid's first drink ever. I'm like, why don't you tell me what's in it? Yeah. So I'm as bad as anyone. But I think it's them that's wrong. I think I'm.
Oh, at 100%.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Honestly.
Yeah.
It's not me. Yeah. It's not me being out of touch. They should know.
Yeah, Travis is hit.
Is there a drink that somebody orders that you're like, oh, this fucking mope? Like,
well, it's like you can always tell like someone's really young when they're like, can I ask you like what drink is stronger, a mojito or a margarita? And I'm just like, I know he just checked your ID one more time.
Somebody people ask me for Long Island iced teas. I'm like, no, we just don't do that.
I only do it if I don't like the person. I'm like, oh yeah, you think you're tough? Here we go. See you walk out of here.
Long Island, such a rich history. You got the drink, that you got the iced tea, you got the Amityville house.
Oh yeah,
and other things.
The Amityville.
And
The
wasn't
venue,
there also
the
a bunch?
venue we played?
Oh, and the music hall.
That was music hall. And
Some
I'm from Long Island. Yeah.
killer too.
Oh, that Massapequa serial killer.
Mm-hmm. Got
Shit
that too.
crazy. That was fun.
Yeah.
Jack, that's all you, dog. That was your train?
No.
Oh, I live next to a
that
train.
was you? Oh,
Yeah, that's
I
me.
know that. I know that was Jack's Subway.
Sorry, no, yeah.
No, I was so convinced. See, that's all.
I'm in, I'm in Birmingham, Alabama. That's where I live. Yeah, so it's Birmingham. Yeah, it's.
I 100% assumed it was Jack because you can see the train from Jack's window.
You live right next to the train.
Yeah, this is more like, it's not like subway or like transportation. This is like they're moving bits and cogs and whatever.
Rolling coal.
No, I hope they don't have
the train.
Do you ever?
I don't think our subways are influencers. What?
What's that? What'd you say, Jack?
Do you ever play chicken with the train? Is that like a thing that people do?
No, trains don't stop. Even if like there's a truck or a car on the track, they like it takes too long for this huge ass train to completely stop. So we couldn't stop anyways.
I was just thinking, Stand By Me.
Stand By Me. Yeah, I put my hand on the track. I put my ear to the ground. Oh man. But yeah, it's cool. You guys should come. Have you guys played in Alabama?
No,
never have.
Come down.
I'm originally from Mississippi, so like I've recently kind of been stumbling across like Instagram pages for like Southern punk archives and stuff.
Yeah,
and I've been, man, it would be really cool to get down there and like play that world.
Yeah, where in Mississippi, Jack?
My family is from Corinth, so it's like near the Tennessee border. I was born in Memphis.
Oh, okay, nice. Yeah, I like Memphis. It's a cool town. Yeah, you guys should come down to the Southeast. I'll help you all set stuff up.
Yeah, we need to do like a loop, like start in Nashville, like go down there, hit up Alabama, maybe Florida. I don't know.
Sure, yeah.
There's something there.
Oh, really?
Outrageous.
We already went to Florida.
You can't go back to Florida? Was this? How many fests have y'all played? Was this the first fest?
Second.
Okay.
And then
there was one when we were invited and we couldn't play. But yeah, and then there was the pandemic situation.
Right. So we had to say 2.5.
2.5.
Nice.
Yeah.
Spirit.
Yeah. How was the reception this year versus the first official one you played?
Oh, I mean, I thought this one was like way better. Like, I think
cool though, but I think this one
the first one was cool. I think, like, I don't know, this one just felt like a little tighter. I think it was a little bit more anticipated. Yeah, but I'm saying like everybody, not just our set. Like, I think this one felt maybe like before pandemic, people were getting a little more jaded about Fest, whereas like
maybe,
and I know people have been back. I know it's been back for a second, but I think people are still kind of have a post-pandemic excitement towards it. So it felt like there's a lot more anticipation this year and like a lot more like eagerness compared to the first year. I felt like it was like, we'll maybe go check that show out. You know, like
what happened is now everyone learned. You know, in the before times, meaning pre-pandemic. Like since then, everyone's learned that music can be snatched away for years at a time.
Yeah.
Everybody learned that. So now everyone's like, I'm not going to miss that because it could be snatched away tomorrow again. You know?
Yeah. It can all
we didn't
go
realize
away.
that it was snatched. It was snatched.
This year it was because I wasn't drinking, but like everyone just seemed to be in a really good, friendly mood. It was like, you know,
Yeah.
Whereas
I was
maybe-
drinking, but I think people are friendly.
People seem friendly to me too. Like it seemed like overall a friendly vibe.
Those good friends were good friends, man.
Good
There's-
friend.
They were
There's
good
some-
friends, good hangs.
Friend.
there was
some good fellas, those guys.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They are.
Yeah, it's Infest is weird because there's so many bands and there's so many good bands, and
It's too. I think I don't know. Maybe I'm just like. Maybe it has to do with just like being like having limited mobility at times, but like that many bands into that few days. The last day, I literally slept all day in the hotel, and like I got out to see Tim Barry for like 2 seconds, and I was like, my feet hurt. Goodbye. Like
Yeah.
I was just like it took it all out of me after playing, and then just trying to stay up and see other bands. I was just like, this is not for this is for the young girls.
you gotta pace yourself. You gotta pace yourself.
The young girls like me.
I need to rest my feet by the third day. My back hurt. My hands were killing me. Like I was at the Gatortown. What was it? Gatortown Inn. Never recommend it ever. Fuck that place entirely.
Empty.
Except for they had adorable little frogs that were living inside the ice machine. So I really liked that.
I was gonna say
That
I
place
have
was
very opposite take of the Gatortown Inn. I thought it was acceptable except for the frogs in the vending machine.
the frogs were cute.
I imagine they weren't there on purpose. Like they weren't like a frog installation. It was like
it was very much just frogs in like a ice vending machine.
Yeah.
So like before I had to go fill up my little ice bucket, I have to give it tap tap taps to get the frogs out first.
Damn.
And there was like a mommy frog and some baby frogs. It was real cute.
I
would have taken them home, but I don't want to take them from their environment.
I went in to grab my drink.
Vending machine.
Vending machine.
And an alligator chomped out. It was crazy.
That didn't happen.
No
gator.
I'm not trying to get sued by the Gatortown Inn for libel or defamation.
You know what? Gatortown Inn can come at me. I'll take everything from the Galatown Inn.
Let the record show I said the Gatortown Inn was acceptable, except for the frogs. So that's on the record. That's on the record.
Let the record show.
And I was barely there. I was fucking at Fest all weekend.
They didn't even have like, you know how usually in the lobby of like even like the Motel 6, they got a pot of coffee in the lobby. Yeah. This one had no pot of coffee, nothing. And then all the drinks in the vending machine were like out.
Hard times at the Gator Inn.
24/7 South Park though. 24/7 South Park.
Can't be mad at that.
That's TV. That has nothing to do with the Gatortown Inn. They didn't say, okay, well, you don't get coffee, you don't get drinks. Here's frogs in South Park. They didn't choose that. Those things made it better because they happened to be there.
Sure.
You know?
It was a silver lining.
It's a silver lining.
Yeah.
There was a pool that I did not dare get in, but
no.
I really don't remember shit from the Gatortown Inn. Everything you're saying, I was like, I don't remember how you remember it.
Look at the frogs. I was like the frogs, and you were like, no.
I remember getting out of an Uber and Jack telling me to stop. That was it. That's like my only memory of the Gatortown Inn. It's like getting out of the car and Jack being like, dude, stop.
One night we got out of the Uber and then we walked across the street to the IHOP, and it was a 2-hour wait at 3 a.m. at the fucking IHOP. And we were like, fuck this. And we went home. We hung out with the frogs.
Smiley face pancakes aren't worth 2 hours, you know.
Yeah, 1 hour maybe.
Could have been. Might have been
1 hour. Yeah. Oh shit. Well, yeah, guys, we've done like 50 minutes here. What do you guys have any closing words? If you want to go around the table,
Gayla,
go if you.
Since
like
you made me go,
first.
you made me go first last time. So
thank you for having us.
Yeah, of course.
2024, we'll see. Let's go. We'll see. That's the slogan for next year. Let's go.
I like that. I like that. Honestly.
Yeah, thanks for reconnecting with us after meeting us on tour. I definitely want to make it over to Alabama because I think that would be fucking awesome to play.
I agree. I would love to go.
Yeah, Birmingham is sick. Y'all would have fun here.
Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays.
Yes.
You forgot about Hanukkah.
It's over. It's over. Pass. You guys, you nothing. Neither of you said shit to me for 8 nights. It's fine.
Had 8 whole days. And nights.
You had 8 days to get it right. You fucked all of them up. Good job.
Hey, I said Happy Hanukkah
Say it
on
now.
the first day. I said Happy Hanukkah.
You did.
Well, he said it on our both behalf.
Gayla said, "Ew, you celebrate Hanukkah?"
I never said that. Good text message.
Gayla said mazel to you, Travis, on this day.
She said belated mazel.
Belated mazel.
Yeah.
Shonda, Gayla, on you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You're a mensch.
But yes, thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, I think all you guys.
Happy holidays.
All you guys are menches. Yeah.
Menches.
This is
I've
fun.
been saying they're menches.
Nice.
You guys rip.
So much.
Great shows. Great albums. Trash Life is hot. It's a soup to nuts record, as I like to call it.
Like soup and nuts?
It's a saying like from start to finish. You get soup at the beginning of the meal, and it's great. And you get little after dinner like peanuts. It's a saying. I think it's a saying. I've been saying.
Crazy. I've heard the saying "soup to nuts" for so long that I just accepted.
I wish I would
and knew what it meant, but I never had it explained to me like that.
Yeah. Front to back.
I
soup
just
to
always
nuts.
Took it as is and as wow.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You guys stay on for a second afterwards, but you had options and you decided to talk to me, and I appreciate it.
Oh,